before you fly?
Yep. It's a bit flyy here. Well, we're actually at the Pilliga Scrubland. It's bloody horrendous, these flies. So we're out here.
Hang on, where's the Pilliga?
Well, it's halfway between Narrabri and Coonabarabran, or close to Coonabarabran.
Which is basically in central New South Wales.
Correct. This is a top spot for Yowie
Encounters?
Encounters, yeah, is probably a better word.
Investigating.
Yes.
Stories.
Mm-hmm.
We actually were invited out here with the team.
Yep, go.
Yep. We're going to introduce you shortly,
Jeez.
minus the flies.
Okay. It's getting a bit darker though, and they usually disappear when it gets night time and then gets replaced with mosquitoes.
These birds, but
Yep.
there's something going on here already.
Willy wagtails, aren't they?
No, they're not willy wagtails. There's this place.
Jeez.
This place is known to be one of, I'm going to say, the spookiest and creepiest places to be.
Yep.
And guess what? We're camping here.
We are.
We're the only ones here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right.
On that note, we will catch you a little bit later.
Here they are.
Hello.
Dead End Touring.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the links below. Guys, thank you so much for inviting us.
You're welcome.
We are just like overwhelmed already.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
not even started yet.
Well, can I just say I was super excited when Dave said it was on his bucket list. There wasn't even 10 seconds and it's like, we're in. Let's do it. Let's meet up
Absolutely.
and show you our favourite.
Next
place.
favourite.
Yeah.
My favourite. I just,
I actually don't even know how the first thing started, but we hooked up on Instagram.
Yeah.
And we started exchanging messages, and then these amazing guys started watching Mr. B and I. Can you believe it? Like, seriously?
you know why.
They even watched it to the end of the episode.
And
Thanks, guys.
Well,
Yeah.
the first time I saw you, you were at Monte Cristo, Junee.
Yeah.
Junie.
Yeah, which
Jeannie,
we've spent
Junie.
hundreds of hours in the dark ourselves. So
Yeah.
it was
You-
kind of cool to see there.
And you guys know Lawrence and Olive.
Very
Yes.
well. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Junie, Monte Cristo. If you haven't watched, guys, honestly, click back. Freaking amazing.
Cool place.
Another place that Mr. B wanted to take me. I'm not sure what his plot is, but I just happily go along.
Yeah.
And anyway, we're here with these guys. Amazing. Officially, Nikki and Craig. Dead End Touring. And what an adventure we're going to have
Yeah.
over the next few days.
Yeah.
It's ancient. It's huge. It's mysterious.
Sacred.
There's so many stories that come from here. Experiences going back hundreds of years.
And you guys have been here
We've spent a lot of time
spent
here
a
doing
lot of time,
research.
yeah.
Yeah.
Research.
Now it's not about telling the stories, it's
Yeah.
about you guys having and other people
Yeah.
having that experience themselves. Because we've had it, we've seen it, we've heard it. We want other people to have it as well.
Absolutely. These guys are not just experiencing this. Your background on everything that you've done, like through, well, give them a rundown, like, just saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were the first people to be hired by the Australian government to conduct paranormal investigations.
Yeah.
So that's seen us travel the world, basically, not just in Australia, but a lot of places overseas.
Yep.
Conducting research into the unexplained and the unknown, and something keeps bringing us back to the Pilliga. And we've been to some of the most haunted places on the planet. We still keep coming back here.
Yeah.
It's calling.
It definitely
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say every time I come here, I leave a little bit of my soul behind. It's very Australian.
Absolutely. 100%.
The landscape.
The 40 Ks of bloomin' dirt road coming in here when Mr. B's like, the turn-off's coming up, and I'm like, okay, we're going off the blacktops, and I'm like, oh my God, are we on the PDR? Are we going up the Cape?
Yeah.
Like, where are we?
Because as we mentioned, it's not a destination. It's not a place you mark on your map and go, I'm going to spend some time in the Pilliga, relaxing.
No.
But we decided to meet you guys here. Like,
I know.
Are we crazy?
And we've been so
Yeah.
lucky. No one else.
No, nobody's
Right,
here.
Which again, the coincidence or the synchronicities
There's
to getting
no
us here.
coincidence.
No, there is no coincidence.
Synchronicities.
Yeah, that enabled us to be here at this time. What we've already experienced today, I think that was really, really super cool, super exciting, and I can't wait for tonight.
We
Like, I
can't
just
wait
can't
for
wait.
tonight. We've put our boots on. We have a backpack with some gear in it, and we are going to make our way down to...
Torches, knives, EMF counter.
Yeah. That's about it.
Yep.
Let's go
Okay.
to our location, and we'll see what we can investigate on. So we're still going. It's been another hour and a half. So in total we've probably been gone probably nearly 3.5, 4 hours. And we're just making our way back through the gorge because 3 people had a good idea that we were going to come home this way, and I'm just following. But we think we're close. Oh yeah, look, up there. Ah, that's the tree. Yep.
Odd.
That is odd, isn't it?
So it's bent over, and
Yeah.
then you've got this other branch at the bottom that's tied up there.
Yeah.
This is this tree that we couldn't find where it came from, the bottom
Yep.
one. Yeah, but that was our marking to know we were.
Yeah, okay. So basically what happened, I missed this part. I think Gordon Ramsay was cooking and I was cooking, and Nick and Mr. B came down and had a little bit of a look. So there we go. I think we nearly made it back.
Replace the rock that we threw the other night. He threw the other night. It's still up in the tree, so we just wanted to make sure that.
Show us that one, Mr. B.
Show us, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So what did you just do? Where did you put that one there today? That was what you did this afternoon. Alright. Okie dokie.
And then you follow this little stone track. Literally it takes you home, right home. To the pumpkin light.
Hey, there's the caravan. Did our fire go out? It's still going? Oh, there we go. Right, we're going to show you in a second. And I know you're all going to go, oh yeah, this is a crock of whatever. And Dave's put that there and bloomin', I don't even know. It is a G up. So we literally, as I said on the little dark phone that I used last night, because it was black as black down there. Anyway, literally these guys have been up for a little while having coffee. We've been up for a little while having coffee, and we're like, yep, we're ready to pack down today. And then all the action, we found the action.
Yeah,
yeah.
It
I mean,
to us.
I'm just a little bit, what the heck's going on?
First thing in the morning.
Yeah, these guys are definitely, this is your forte.
Yeah.
This is your forte.
Yep.
And I'm going to take you down there in a second, but already, so Nikki's lost chocolate this morning.
So in my little, you know, my little ritual table, last night I put 2 long pieces of chocolate.
Yeah.
And there's 4 crystals. This morning, the chocolate's gone and 1 crystal's gone. So I was a bit disappointed because generally when that happens, they return something. It's just a respect, right?
Yeah.
We're here, we're with all respect. And I was super disappointed, and Craig had made a comment, well, maybe someone has done that. I said, well, or an animal. It's like, but you can see how everything's balanced quite precariously, right?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I was like, I'm not sure. I don't know why they haven't. Where is it? I had a look around this little area, and again, super disappointed that we hadn't received something in return.
Yeah.
Enter Dave, who wakes up just to
Get
do
in here,
his
Mr. B.
morning stuff.
Oh dear. Bypassing good morning already this morning, guys. So you've just hopped up to start doing pack down.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Well, the rock that I placed, or threw the night before, but placed in the tree last night back from our hike.
Which I got footage of.
Yeah, which we got back at, 11:30. When I went around the back of the van, the rock is right behind the wheel.
Yeah, oh, here.
There, right there, and up there. This one here, literally is like it's camp. Which tree? That's Jesus. Yeah, that one. And when you come here, Mandy, come straight. You move out the way, right? Look straight up. What do you see when you come straight up here? That's our camp. Because we checked all of this, didn't we? We checked it all, made sure.
Well,
So when
that's a size 12 boot.
So you're, yeah.
So that's a bare foot, if that's what it is.
Well, you would have noticed that for sure yesterday when you put the rock in the tree.
Well, we would have noticed it when we come up last night as well.
Well, we had the torches. Yeah. Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. But we shone the torches in the tree where the rock was, and we walked past that, and it wasn't there.
No. So they've come up, they've taken my chocolate, they've taken a crystal, and placed the rock. And I've said that to Cream, so I said, that's not. He's like, oh, maybe it's someone else. And I was like, that's so not like them, because I was showing Amanda, why would, if it was another animal, everything would have been tipped over.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Like it's all quite balanced.
Yeah, neat and...
Right? So
Yep.
none of that happened.
Yeah, it wasn't scattered, there wasn't mess.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right? It was just all
Calm, like you said last
like
time.
someone picked it up. I'm so excited for you. I'm so... How did you feel? How did you feel when you saw that?
It was nearly as bad as when I spotted Craig last night near the tree. I thought he was a bloody Yowie and I was ready to go in.
Oh, my goodness. And then the little branches that are...
Yeah, they're all broken and there's a big footprint, or a medium-sized footprint down there, so...
It's bloody big. What do you make of that, Craig?
Well, for us, it just confirms stuff that we've had before.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
And this is the reason why we come here. I mean, it's not just a one-off thing. Like, this happens all the time when we come back to do the research. And for me, it's just confirmation that what I've experienced before is real.
It's real.
Yeah.
You know, but that's really interesting. And again, you can see the path that whatever it is has taken. That tree was in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, so for someone to even for one of us to go back during the day to try and find that tree,
Yeah.
you know, you'd probably find it eventually, but that would be a difficult task to do that.
Yeah.
But there's been no one around.
And it's not a place that you're going to walk to.
No.
People walk
They
to
stick
the
to the
trails,
path.
unlike
Yeah.
us, right? And
Unless
and,
we're with these guys and we go like deep into where nobody goes.
no,
Yeah,
and there was
well,
no
that's
one
the whole thing,
hiking
yeah.
last
Yeah.
night. Like there was nobody else around where that rock, and it's not just a rock. Dave had taped it. It's very specific. And I personally think when we were down there yesterday afternoon and we moved it and put it up in the tree, I absolutely think that they had seen us do that because it was very deliberate. They knew it was Dave's rock and they returned it to him.
Yep.
Yeah.
End of story.
And you know what, guys? At the end of the day, like we've been doing this stuff for nearly 30 years.
Yeah.
People are not going to believe you,
No.
and they
no.
will refuse to believe you
Yeah.
until it happens to them. And that's
Yeah.
the only, and you've got to be happy with it that you've
Yep.
had that
Oh,
experience.
Oh,
yeah.
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 We've shared that experience with you, and we've shared it with others because we bring people out here for expeditions all the time. Well, the last one was a couple of years ago, and they had the experiences, and there's like, you know what? Yeah, there's something more to it
Yeah.
than just watching spooky shows or people running around in the dark looking for Bigfoot in the US.
And look, and Dave's ex-military, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
we've all gone through the logical,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We've gone through all of that, and when you take that away, well, what are you left with? Something incredible that's your own experience, and no one can ever take that away from you.
That's right. That's right.
Right, we know what happened. We were here, we felt it.
Oh, yeah.
And we've seen the looks in people's eyes and faces
Yeah.
when they've had an experience, whether it be the paranormal ghost side of things
Yeah.
or whatever.
That it's
And
real.
to see that again this morning,
His
that,
face
it can't
is just...
that can't be faked.
It was right.
Dave couldn't have gone down, grabbed that rock, put it back where it was, and had that expression on his face. that he
There's
had.
no way.
Yeah.
That was real, and that was real life. But
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what people say. You've had the experience now, and
Yeah.
you're along the same lines with us. We don't know what it is, but there is definitely something in the Pilliga.
Yeah. Something in the
Well, I was actually in the van, and then I hear this ruckus, and I'm just like running out. Like I've literally still got my
Yeah.
slippers on, and
We were the wild women in the bush.
and I'm running down, and Nick's like, "Quickly, come on!" And I was just like completely shocked.
Yeah.
Like, no words. But you know, believe us, whatever, and
Doesn't
it
matter.
doesn't matter. So Whew.
It was
Had
cool.
experience.
It was cool.
It was cool.
And
Oh,
it just adds another piece of the puzzle to the research we've been doing for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah.
able to document this particular type of activity as well, because it's happened not just here but all around the place.
Different places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we weren't yahooing. It was last night. We were very respectful. That's the other thing. I
Totally.
think there's a lot to do with intent.
Yeah.
And to have those kind of end results, I think there's respect.
And
with
like
that,
and like
right?
I was saying to Mr. B a couple of days ago, like people say, oh, I've lived in that area all my life,
Yeah.
or I've hiked all my life. I've never seen a yowie, but I've lived here all my life. I've never seen a koala in the wild either. We know
Yeah,
they
good
exist,
point.
right?
Good point.
Yeah.
So look at gorillas, for example. How long they lived in the jungles before they were discovered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you went up the fire tower yesterday
Yeah.
and you saw how big
Oh.
this place is.
Yeah.
It is dense.
If you don't want to be found, you won't be
Yeah.
found.
Well,
Yeah.
that's like even when Craig went up ahead the day before, and you just disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Completely.
you go
Yeah.
10 feet
Yeah.
in and you'll disappear.
Nick had the blue hiking shirt on.
Yeah.
You disappeared.
Yeah.
We could not see.
Yeah.
We know she's only little, but we couldn't see her.
Yeah.
She was just gone.
God.
And then last night, literally when we set off at around about 8 o'clock and we went down the stairs and it wasn't long in. So we had the rock
Rock with the rock on the path.
on the pathway.
Yeah.
It is really hard for us, and I said to Mr. B, we need some night vision. So maybe we've got to work on that because you got to be seeing more of this. But then when we got down to the seats or the platform
Yeah.
areas where we were, and we literally were there for, I'm going to say, an hour and a half at
yeah.
least.
Yeah.
And then we had put the reader on.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what did you get out of that? Married
Soldier.
soldier.
Van.
Not to mention the singing we heard.
Yeah.
There was a female humming a tune that the three of us, we thought it was him.
Exactly.
And then Craig spoke while this humming was still happening, and that was like, wait, hang on, that was, there was a lot of really spooky individual things, and you put them all together, and it was
Yeah.
a cracker of a night.
Because
right?
it's known as one of the most haunted forest in the country for a reason, right? And it's not just the Yowie sightings that
No.
people have seen here for hundreds of years, but there's
Elementals.
there's ghost sightings, there's nature spirits, Min lights.
And
The
the
lights.
lights.
The lights.
And the lights.
How do you explain
yeah.
the lights? We
The
saw?
lights.
Yeah.
The
You know?
red.
The red.
But there's also UFO sightings here as well. So there's a bit of everything.
Yeah.
So it's a mysterious
Wow.
place.
And it was awesome that you got, obviously you're into it,
Oh, yeah.
and you're open to
That's got a lot to
all
do
of,
with
and that
it
has
as
a
well.
lot to do with it. And I think that's why we got this amazing array.
Yeah.
And how well did we sleep?
Oh,
Maybe.
absolutely.
Again, right?
Oh,
Like people
my
go, how do you
goodness.
sleep? But you just.
You do.
We had the beautiful mystical Pilliga wind come through, and it's still here, and that always brings with it. We said last night what's riding on her back,
Exactly.
and didn't disappoint.
Yeah.
Did not
Right.
disappoint.
We had that as well on the reader. We got cold, and then
Yeah.
I actually, because I had my heated jacket on, I had that turned off, took the beanie off because I was actually feeling warm,
Yeah.
and we all said that it was actually not too bad.
Yeah.
And then not long after that, it was just, like you said, the Pilliga wind, just that sound. And this is all new to me.
Yeah.
Like, these guys had told us about this before we actually made this expedition out here. And I'm just like, oh, it's probably just like this wind. But honestly, it
You
was...
can hear it coming.
You could,
Yeah.
she's
And you can
coming.
hear things coming with it.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it changed, didn't it?
Totally.
You felt the whole environment change, and it's like, oh, hang on a minute, something's just arrived, right? Yeah.
But the weird thing was,
Yeah.
we had the wind come through, but certain trees don't move in the wind.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
other ones are moving,
Yeah.
and then a tree, or a couple of trees, they just
Yeah.
don't move. It's like they're a statue.
Yeah. Well, actually, on that note, just quickly, because you guys went on a little walkabout the night before, and Nikki and I were by the fire, and this tree here, which is, I'm going to say, quite bushy and fine leaves, so it's going to move like it is now, it was completely still. However, the guys had their washing line up under the awning with two, I'm going to say, normal towels.
Yep.
Yep.
And the towels were like going like this, and Nick's back was to it, and I'm like, just look at your towels. Like, I don't know, again.
There was nothing else. There was no other.
Nothing.
There wasn't a skerrick of wind except for the towels
Yeah.
I was just like,
moving in the. the
Yeah.
wind. So, yeah,
Woo.
very cool.
On that note,
On
Yeah.
that, can I also just say very quickly, you know, we come here with, you know, as we get older, a few ailments, things are sore and whatever. Sore back, your line of work. How are you feeling this
Yeah,
morning?
I feel great. I've felt great the last few days since we've been here.
Just,
You know, I've got all sorts of things going on with my stomach and
Yeah.
stuff too at the moment, and it just hasn't plagued me at all since
Mhm.
coming back here. And another thing that I recommend your viewers as well is when you come to a place like this, not only do you come with respect
Yeah.
with the place,
Yeah.
but make sure you know where you're going,
yeah,
because
don't, yeah.
you can go missing in here and never find your way back to a path or a road, especially if you go trooping off through the bush at night. It's
We had that
can be
in the
a dangerous
day.
place, yeah.
We got a
Absolutely.
bit disorientated,
Yeah.
right? We thought we were at one spot, and then I started feeling a little bit panicked, going, oh, you know, we're going to die here.
Do your research.
Right.
well, we started following the gorge,
Yeah,
and then we
yeah,
ended up being like up here, like you said. But yeah,
Yeah.
be prepared.
be
Yeah.
prepared.
Be prepared.
And you know, the really strange thing about that, is that Mr. B and I swear we saw structures
Yeah,
in the forest, and it's like, okay, there's structures there, that must be the way back. But
and we're going to
it
trust.
just wasn't.
We're going to
Yeah.
trust these guys, right?
Yeah.
Just
right.
wasn't.
With their
Absolutely.
background, and then next one's like, none of this is looking really familiar. Like, where the
No.
hell are
So
we?
just be
And I
careful.
think
Yeah.
when they were getting concerned, then we
Yeah,
were
how are
like,
we feeling?
No, there's no concern here. Under
Oh,
control.
and too, like, I mean, again, this was my first expedition doing something like this at night in the Pilliga. So the boys sort of alternated. So at first when we went off, you know, Mr. B was in front, Nick and I was in the middle, and then Craig was at the end, definitely. And then we sort of like rotated. Yeah, but if you just wouldn't do this on your own.
No,
I'm going to say don't do this on your own,
no.
unless you're a
Yeah.
crazy freak that,
Yeah.
you know.
Like us.
Like us.
Oh, goodness. Are we going to stay another night? Or are we going?
No, we're going.
We're going? All right. Well, you know
We'll
what?
be back soon though.
Yeah.
I reckon we'll
Still
have,
be
good.
we'll have to come back
Exactly.
in winter. We'll bring you guys in
Ooh,
winter.
yeah.
We'll try a
We'll try a
different spot.
different spot
Mm.
in winter, and it's a different feel. And
Absolutely,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But if you've got any questions, I guess not only for us, you can, as we've said through this episode, you can contact these guys.
Yep.
Will Instagram be the best way? They
Yeah,
can flick
Insta
your
at the moment
comments.
is probably the best way.
Yep. So as I said, I'll pop the little link down below right now, and I'll pop it down in the description as
Even
well.
even if you just want to come and sit by a campfire, and we'll tell you some spooky
Yeah.
stories for the night.
Yeah, or if you see, follow where we're off to. Flick us a message, because we can always do a catch up. Actually, that'd be really cool.
it would be really
That could be something. If you are interested, let us know, I guess.
Yeah.
Because these guys have got so much to, I guess, share with us, because now we're on the journey.
Yeah. That's right.
They're not getting rid of us.
No.
Yeah, but it also got 30 years worth of experience, so
Oh, absolutely.
you know that counts for a lot when you're talking to people for credibility and stuff like that.
Yeah. And we can't thank you guys enough
Yes.
for
Oh,
showing
it's been
us
an awesome
this
time.
amazing.
I'm just glad for your
So
sakes
glad.
that it happened.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
Look, we're not driving out of here saying Yowies exist,
But we
but
just
there's something in
something.
there.
Yeah.
there's something. Yeah. There's
Absolutely.
something in the Pilliga.
There
as
is.
Slim Dusty says.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. B, you better tell them.
Yep.
It could be Yowies, could be spirits, or it could just be aliens. But anyhow, go on adventures, have fun. Please, especially if you're out here, always please be safe.
And just keep an eye out to see if you see us next week in next week's episode, guys.